Hi dear students, here Professor Anil G. Darekar. In this lecture, we are going to study ultimate analysis of a coal sample. Dear students, as we have seen proximate analysis, in proximate analysis, we found out percent moisture, percent volatile matter, percent ash and percent fixed carbon. Now, in ultimate analysis, we are going to find percentage of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, ash and oxygen. So let us see determination of these components present in coal sample. Dear students, first one, determination of carbon and hydrogen. Dear students, this is what the simultaneous determination of percentage of carbon and hydrogen. Means together in one shot we able to find percentage of carbon and hydrogen. Principle very simple. Carbon and hydrogen present in the coal sample. So what will happen to them? Carbon and hydrogen gets converted to gases. What kind of gases? CO2 gas and H2O vapors. Okay. How carbon hydrogen convert into CO2 and H2O? This convert into CO2 and H2O on burning combustion in presence of what? Pure air as we required oxygen for burning. So burning of coal take place in presence of oxygen. So carbon and hydrogen convert into CO2 and H2O. Now we will discuss method that how to determine percentage of carbon and hydrogen. So dear students, as we know, every time for carrying out experiment we take known weight of a coal sample. So take a known weight of a coal sample, 1 gram, 2 gram, 5 gram, whatever it may be, but weight should be known. Okay, then take that known weight coal sample in the combustion apparatus, burn it in presence of oxygen. During burning of a coal, what will happen? See, that is the carbon convert into CO2 and hydrogen convert into H2O vapor. Now, the produced gases, that is the CO2 and H2O, who absorb that produced gases? H2O vapors absorbed by anhydrous CaCl2 U-tube, which two U-tubes are there, U-shaped glass tubes. In one glass tube anhydrous CaCl2 is there and in another glass tube KOH is there, and weight of that U-tubes is taken. Before to carry out experiment, we have to take initial weight of that U-tubes. Now after experiment, what will happen? Weight of that U-tubes will increase. Who is responsible to increase the weight of U-tubes? Because in that U-tubes H2O and CO2 getting absorbed. So due to absorption of CO2 and H2O in U-tubes, that U-tubes weight increases. Simple example, if we take a dry cotton plug, right? You just imagine its weight is less. But when we dip that cotton plug in the water, what will happen? Cotton absorb the water and weight of a cotton plug increases. Likewise, initial weight of U-tubes less, and after experiment you will found that weight of U-tubes increases. Now, increase in weight of anhydrous CaCl2 U-tube is due to what? Who responsible to increase the weight of anhydrous CaCl2 U-tube? Due to absorption of H2O vapor. Now next one, who increases the weight of KOH U-tube? Weight of KOH U-tube is increased by CO2 because KOH U-tube absorb CO2. KOH U-tube absorb CO2 and because of that absorption, weight of U-tube increases. Now we will discuss diagrammatic presentation, that is what the combustion apparatus, how actual determination of carbon and hydrogen take place. Now dear students, you see here there is a furnace. There is a furnace, that is what? Combustion chamber. What present inside the combustion chamber? Inside the combustion chamber there is a porcelain boat. If you observe the diagram carefully from beginning, you will get idea. So porcelain boat is there. What we are placing in that boat? That is, porcelain boat is what? Simply crucible. What we are placing in that boat? We are placing substance. Substance is what? Known weight coal sample. Now you see, we provide pure dry oxygen. What is mean by pure? Pure means that air is free from CO2 and moisture. There should not be a CO2 gas in the air. There should not be a moisture in the air. Now such a pure and dry air, that is what? Oxygen, enter in the furnace. Now in presence of oxygen, burning of coal, that is what? Substance start. Burning of coal or substance start in presence of oxygen. Okay, so during burning, carbon and hydrogen convert into their gases, that is a CO2 gas and H2O vapor. So there is a copper oxide film. That copper oxide film allow CO2 and H2O gas to pass. Now that CO2 and H2O coming out from the furnace, you can observe here there are two U-tubes. First U-tube, you can see what present in first U-tube. In first U-tube, anhydrous CaCl2 is present. What present? Anhydrous CaCl2. And in second U-tube, KOH solution is present. As you know, during burning, CO2 and H2O gases are coming out. Now, first U-tube containing anhydrous CaCl2, that U-tube absorb only H2O vapors. Only H2O vapors absorbed by anhydrous CaCl2 U-tube. Okay, and then CO2 gas, that is what? Left behind. After absorption of H2O, that CO2 gas coming out from first U-tube and it enter in second U-tube. Second U-tube contain KOH solution. So KOH solution absorb CO2 gas. So here first tube CaCl2 absorb H2O and second U-tube KOH absorb CO2. So absorption take place, experiment is over. Now we have to proceed toward the reaction and the required formula to find out the percentage. Now first one, that is what? Hydrogen. Hydrogen H2 reacting with O2 during a burning. During a burning, hydrogen react with oxygen and it produce H2O. So for getting a one molecule of H2O, we required 2 hydrogen. So its molecular weight is 2 and 1/2 oxygen molecule means 1 oxygen atom. So weight is 16. So 16 plus 2, what is the answer? 18. So weight of produced H2O is 18. Okay. Now produced H2O, who absorb? Produced H2O is absorbed by CaCl2. So second reaction you can see CaCl2, actually plus is not there due to some error, but plus is there, it is not cross, plus is there, multiplication is not there. CaCl2 plus 7H2O, what we get? We get a CaCl2, 7 molecule of H2O, that is what? The complex. It means what? It means 1 molecule of CaCl2 absorb 7 molecules of H2O. Okay, now H2O is absorbed, so weight of CaCl2 U-tube increases. So simply you have to find increase in weight of CaCl2 U-tube. How to find? That is what? Final weight minus initial weight. Final weight minus initial weight. So for formula, percent hydrogen is equal to 2 divided by 18. Why 2? Because molecular weight of 2 hydrogen is 2 divided by 18. Why 18? Because produced product is H2O, right? That is what? H2O vapor. That's why 18. So 2 divided by 18, right? Multiply by increase in weight of CaCl2 U-tube. Increase in weight of CaCl2 U-tube means what? Who responsible to increase the weight of CaCl2 U-tube? CaCl2 U-tube weight is increased due to weight of H2O absorbed, divide by weight of coal sample, multiply by 100. So formula is very simple. 2 divided by 18, weight of H2O formed, divide by weight of coal, multiply by 100. So by using this formula, you can find percent hydrogen. Now for carbon. So carbon is actual burning part of the coal. So it react with oxygen and it produce products of combustion CO2. So carbon molecular weight is 12. So it requires two oxygen atoms. So 2 oxygen means 16 multiplied by 2, that is what, 32. So 12 plus 32, we get a 44 molecular weight of a produced gas, that is what, CO2. Now who absorbs CO2? CO2 is absorbed by KOH. Now here again I am telling second reaction, there is not multiplication between KOH and CO2, it is a mistake, error, simply plus sign is there, plus sign. So here in second reaction you can see 2 molecules of KOH required for reaction with 1 molecule of CO2. How many molecules of KOH required? 2 molecules of KOH required for reaction with 1 molecule of CO2. What is the product? Product is potassium carbonate, that is what, K2CO3. And what is the byproduct? H2O. So this second reaction clearly indicate that byproduct is H2O. That's why we place CaCl2 U-tube first and then KOH U-tube. If we place KOH U-tube first, what will happen? H2O will produce as a byproduct, and that H2O, right, will enter in the produced moisture, that is what, H2O vapor, right, and you will not get proper calculation for percent hydrogen, as the produced H2O from this reaction will mix with the H2O vapor and then it will enter in second U-tube. If we take CaCl2 in second U-tube. So in order to avoid this, we first take CaCl2 U-tube and then we take KOH U-tube. Now again formula, if you compare with the hydrogen, it is the same. For carbon, 12 divided by 44. Why 12? Because molecular weight of carbon is 12. Why 44? Because molecular weight of CO2 is 44. Okay, so 12 divided by 44, multiply by increase in weight of KOH U-tube. Increase in weight of KOH U-tube, the way we have seen in case of hydrogen. Likewise, for carbon, increase in weight of KOH U-tube, divided by weight of coal sample, multiply by 100. So if you compare these two formulae, that is what, percent carbon and percent hydrogen, comparative study you have to do. For carbon, 12 divided by 14. For hydrogen, 2 divided by 18. For carbon, increase in weight of KOH U-tube. For percent hydrogen, increase in weight of CaCl2 U-tube. Okay, so hope you understood the percent determination of carbon and hydrogen. Thank you for watching.